S&P, I do encourage you guys to watch the video that I put out publicly on YouTube. It was just the S&P. I did touch on Palantir and TEM and HIMS. But right now, I'm not entirely sold that this is the crash and that is the high. I do think we're in for a leg down. Long story short, I'm actually watching this blue zone or this yellow zone. Well, blue zone, give or take one right here. And I'm just thinking we might be in for one of those 5% pullbacks that we see quite often. And I think a lot of these YouTubers and everybody else, that's what really has me worried is everybody saying crash, and it's just like, you guys just are not accurate. I don't say that to be mean. That's kind of where I get. So I'm trying to search for, what goes on. But ultimately, we did get the red day followed by the previous red day. So the buy the dip crowd didn't really show up. We technically for a while there we were. This video was largely going to be like today we got nothing because we still held that zone. Watch out for this range. We did break that range. So I do preference. I bet we bounce probably at each one of these zones. Scalpers, I would be cautious. Anybody buying the dip, I don't think it's for a long haul. I just think it's for a trade. We might just build a bear flag at each one of these. We could just send it. I wouldn't say a rip your face off rally is right around the corner. We get into these deeper ones, then we might. Right now, we're just kind of trending down. We might see a green day here or there. Ultimately, I think we're kind of in a leg down. And I showed it off on this video. It's only 6 minutes long. It's not going to kill you. But here's a 5% move right here. A lot of red and green in the meantime. What I didn't pull up was the VIX. Where are we at? So we're buying up some volatility, which that tells me if we're buying up volatility and we're going to get there, it's going to look more like this. Big red, big green. Everyone's going every direction. Stock market crashes here, all-time highs. Stock market crashes back on. We're going to do it this time. This time we're actually melting. I told you it's all-time highs. So buckle up. That's kind of all. That's how I would put it. As far as expected move, we didn't really do a whole lot of anything. We did gap up, so we spent a lot of time recovering that and then sold back off. The NASDAQ does not look as strong, however, because we kind of had that range. The S&P kind of like stayed between zones. This one, while the S&P was holding that zone, the NASDAQ was already down. Already looked weaker, and then here we are, melting down even further. I would look for an oversold bounce kind of on tech, just because it kind of led the weakness. Look for an oversold bounce, but any of these green candles right now, when I see green, I'm going to look for some sort of stalling, and I'm going to go back in short. To just keep it simple. Just play this trend. There's no point in trying to be Superman and jump out in front of a train. Let's see. Grandpa Dow. Grandpa Dow really picked up his ping pong paddle. He just kind of hung out between here. I would still say probably overall weakness. If we were to get to one of these two zones, then I would look for a short entry. Honestly, if I'm going short, I would take this zone as a type 1, this zone as a type 2 is kind of how I would look at it. You could probably try to super scalp and get your short entry right here, stop out, maybe get back in. For the smaller time frame traders, that might be where you're at. So you expect to move and do anything. Russell looks a lot like HIMS. Old man Russ, he forgot to take the blue pill, and it's down. It's down. I guess if I was looking for a scalping opportunity, it would be here inside this zone, this yellow zone right here. Let's see. Is NVIDIA cooked? Oh, no. Hopefully not.